Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open one of classical China's biggest puzzles, the Tai Xuan Jing, or the Canon of Supreme Mystery. It's a 2,000-year-old text that, believe it or not, hides a kind of cosmic code right out in the open. Our journey into this thing starts with this one kind of cryptic phrase from the intro, arranging the 9 nines. It was written 2,000 years ago by a scholar named Yang Xiong, and this little line, it's basically the first clue to unlocking a puzzle that has fascinated people for centuries. Now, when you first lay eyes on this text, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's just a victim of its own age. It looks incredibly complex, and as you're about to see, almost like it's been completely lost to time. I mean, look at this. The digital version we have today looks like a corrupted file from an old computer. It is just riddled with these null characters that break everything up, making it seem like a code that's been almost totally destroyed. So you have to wonder, how could anyone possibly make sense of this mess? Well, what if all that chaos is just an illusion? It turns out that hidden inside these fragments is this remarkably consistent, totally logical pattern. And that repeating structure, that's the secret. That's the key to decoding the entire text. The whole thing is built on this simple 4-part pattern that just repeats over and over. Every single one of the 81 core chapters kicks off with a title. That's followed by a quick summary of what's happening in the cosmos. Then you get exactly 9 numbered verses. And finally, there's a commentary on each of those verses, and every single one starts with the character Ta. And this super rigid structure isn't just about keeping things organized. It is a really sophisticated system designed to do one specific thing: track the cyclical journey of the main cosmic force, Yang, or Yang energy, as it grows and fades throughout the universe. So let's actually follow that journey. The whole cycle gets started right here in the chapter called Center. The summary line tells us that Yang energy is just beginning to sprout, kind of like a seed in the very heart of the cosmos. This is the dawn of its power. So from that first little sprout, the energy starts to grow. By the time we get to the chapter Ascent, the text says that Yang energy is now rising up, and it's starting to gain influence over the world below as it gets stronger and more powerful. The cycle finally hits its peak in the Flourishing chapter. Here, the text describes Yang energy as prosperous and just thriving. Think of it as the cosmic version of high noon on the longest day of summer, the absolute height of its power. The entire 81-chapter cycle eventually wraps up in a state of pure harmony. In this compliance chapter, we're told that yin and yang are in great compliance. All the cosmic forces are perfectly balanced, completing the journey right before it starts all over again. So you might be wondering, why track this cosmic energy in such meticulous, repetitive detail? What is the point of this huge, structured system? Well, the text actually tells us what it's for, over and over again. Remember the character Ce, pronounced Ce, the one that starts every single commentary? Its meaning is the whole key. It translates to measure, to fathom, or to appraise. This basically tells us the text's true purpose. The Tai Xuan Jing is a tool for measurement. But measuring what exactly? The intersection lays it all out. It's a system to appraise the sun's path across the sky, to measure the flow of yang energy, to track the position of constellations like the Big Dipper, to orient yourself by the cardinal directions, and to align human life with the calendar and the changing seasons. It's a full-on cosmic map. So when you put all these pieces together, you realize this ancient code is so much more than some cryptic fortune-telling book or a simple calendar. It's a really profound philosophical system for understanding the entire universe and for figuring out humanity's place within its huge repeating patterns. Which leaves us with one last thought. The supreme mystery of the Tai Xuan Jing isn't just about decoding these ancient characters. It's about our own timeless, deeply human need to look up at the sun and the stars and the seasons and try to use their patterns to make some sense of our own lives. And the real question is, why do we still feel that exact same need today?